in the back.
About Secretary Kerry's visit to London.
Okay.
You said he meets with top foreign policy leaders of Europe to discuss a range of issues.
Yes,
so
sir.
is the Ukrainian issue a point of that discussion as well as Russian aggression?
Yeah.
And do you have any details of that?
So I don't have a readout of the meeting to the point whether I know that they specifically discussed Ukraine. I can imagine that it did come up, if not in his meetings today, then certainly with his bilaterals with Foreign Secretary rather, Johnson, and also obviously he met in recent days with EU High Representative Mogherini. And frankly, Ukraine is always a topic of discussion and where we stand in terms of ongoing violence, but also in terms of implementing Minsk. And I know that, on July 18th, there were some a series of attacks in eastern Ukraine that frankly raises concerns anew. I think that 7 members of Ukrainian armed forces were killed and 14 were injured. This is the highest number of casualties on a single day in the past year, and it endangers the ceasefire and Minsk implementation. So I think we're all concerned about it. And this was also, I would go back to last weekend, he was in Moscow and he did talk with Foreign Minister Lavrov and with President Putin about the need to fully implement Minsk so that we can conclusively end the fighting in eastern Ukraine.
Do you think that the agreement that you reached with the Russians on Syria is, that the Russians are using this as a pretext to kind of take advantage of the, like while they're being while they're promising to be more cooperative in Syria, they feel that they're taking that as a yellow light to.
Not necessarily. I think I think we've been somewhat successful in separating the two issues.
You really don't think that they're playing Ukraine?
I mean, I don't know if I would connect the two. What I would probably just say is, we've been continually concerned about the lack of follow-through by the Russians in implementing Minsk, whether that's involved or some kind of counteraction to their efforts in Syria. Frankly, we've been concerned and disappointed by their lack of follow-up with regard to the cessation of hostilities and the political process in Syria. So I don't know if I can make a direct correlation or a tit-for-tat comparison like that. Is that it, guys?